Hello students, this is our fourth lecture in the lipid analysis. So in the previous lecture we have seen about the solvent extraction method, various solvent extraction method, that is a continuous, semi-continuous and discontinuous. Also we have seen about one of the non-solvent wet extraction method, that is a Babcock method. So here in this lecture we will discuss about the one of the non-solvent wet extraction method, that is Gerber method for estimation of milk fat. Then we will see about instrumental method, various instrumental methods by which we have to estimate the fat content. So the first one is the infrared method, second one is the specific gravity method by Foslet, then third one is the nuclear magnetic resonance NMR. Then comparison of these methods, all these methods such as solvent extraction, non-solvent extraction method, and finally the instrumental methods. And finally we will have the summary for the total content. Then first one we will see about the non-solvent wet extraction method by using the Gerber's apparatus. So the Gerber method for the milk fat determination. So the Gerber method, it is the same like the Babcock method. Here also we have a Gerber bottle for the estimation of fat. So these Gerber bottles are similar like that of the Babcock bottle, which are having the graduation mark. And by using this graduation mark, we have directly calculate the amount of milk fat present in the sample. So the principle of the Gerber method is similar to that of the Babcock method, but it uses the sulfuric acid and amyl alcohol. Whenever we have adding the sulfuric acid, that sulfuric acid digests the proteins and carbohydrates in the milk sample, and during that the release of fat is there, and also during that process the heat is generated, and that heat generated is responsible to maintain the fat in the liquid state. So that we have to calculate the amount of fat by using the graduation mark. So the first one is we will see the procedure. So first of all we will take 10 ml of the sulfuric acid at 15 to 21 degrees Celsius into the Gerber milk bottle. Then after that we have accurately measure the 11 ml of the milk sample into the Gerber bottle using the Gerber pipette. Then add 1 ml of the isoamyl alcohol to the bottle. Then we have tightened the stopper and mix by shaking the bottle, and then centrifuge the bottle for 4 minutes. After that, place the bottle in water bath at 60 to 63 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes, and then read the fat content from the graduation of the bottle neck. So in the graduation mark, what happens whenever we have adding that sample along with the sulfuric acid, that release fat which is at the top, and when it is in the neck of the bottle, there should be the graduation mark of the particular fat, and from that we can directly calculate the milk fat present in the sample. Now what are the applications? So the Gerber method is comparable to the Babcock method, but it is simpler and faster and has a wider application in a variety of dairy products. So Gerber method requires quite less time than the Babcock method. Then the isoamyl alcohol generally prevents the sharing of the sugars found with the regular Babcock method. This test is more popular in Europe than in America. Now next one is the instrumental methods. So the instrumental methods having various attractive features compared with the previously described extraction methods. In general, they are rapid, non-destructive, and require minimal sample preparation and chemical consumption. However, the equipments can be used which are expensive, and measurements often require the establishment of calibration curve for the specific purposes. Despite these drawbacks, several instrumental methods are very widely used in the quality control as well as research and product development applications. So we will see the various types of instrumental methods one by one. So the first one is the infrared method. So in the infrared method, which is based on the absorption of IR energy by fat at wavelength of 5.73 micrometer. So what happen actually, the principle of IR is that when the IR radiation is irradiated with the sample, then there are some kind of functional groups. So the functional group are nothing but the atoms or group of atom which show the some characteristic feature. Okay, so when they irradiate with the some with the sample, then this functional group having this functional group gives rise to the some kind of stretching frequencies, and that stretching frequencies are the characteristic property of that compound. Okay, and from that we can calculate or we can identify the various kinds of content in the given sample. So the more the energy absorption at 5.73 micrometer, the higher is the fat content of the sample. So the mid-IR spectroscopy is used in infrared milk analyzers to determine the milk fat content. Near infrared, that is near IR spectroscopy, has been used to measure the fat content of various kinds of commodities such as meats, cereals and oilseeds in the laboratory, and is being adapted for online measurements. So that near IR, it is nothing but the region ranging from 2.5 micrometer to 800 nanometer, while the mid IR region is ranging from 2.5 micrometer to 25 micrometer. So in terms of frequency, the near IR is in the range of 4000 to 12,500 centimeter inverse, while mid IR region is in the 400 centimeter inverse to 4000 centimeter inverse. So mostly the mid IR region will be the more useful for the analysis of various kinds of functional groups. Then specific gravity by Faslett method. So the Faslett is the inventor who invent this method. That's why the method is called as the Faslett method. So the fat content by the Faslett method is determined as a function of specific gravity of a sample solvent extract. A sample of known weight is extracted for 1.5 to 2 minutes in the vibration reaction chamber with perchloroethylene. Then the extract is filtered, and using the thermostatically controlled device with digital readout, its specific gravity is determined. The reading can be converted to oil or fat percentage using conversion chart. Then next one is the nuclear magnetic resonance. So NMR can be used to measure lipids in the food materials in non-destructive way. So we have already seen that the particular instrumental methods are the non-destructive. Even though they are expensive, but they are non-destructive. Even though we will take very small amount of the sample, and the sample which are used for the analysis, that can be recovered. So that's why we can say that that method is non-destructive. So it is one of the most popular method for the use in determining lipid melting curves to measure the solid fat content, and with more affordable instrument is becoming more popular for measuring total fat content. So the total fat content can be measured using low resolution pulse NMR. So the NMR analysis is very rapid and accurate method, and while the principle of NMR are relatively complex, the use of NMR can be quite simple, especially due to their high degree of automation and computer control. Then what are the comparisons? So when we compare the Soxhlet method, Mojner method, the Soxhlet extraction or its modified method is a common crude fat determination method in many food components. So Soxhlet method is very widely used. If the samples are moist or liquid foods, the Mojner method where we can use the chloroform and methanol mixture, and which is very common in case of liquid foods. So it's generally applicable to the determination of fat content. So the instrumental methods such as IR and NMR are very simple, reproducible and fast, but are available only for fat determination for specific kind of food. So it is not applicable for the all kinds of food. That's why this is one of the limitation of instrumental method. Then the application of instrumental method for fat determination generally requires standard curve between the signal of the instrument analysis and the fat content obtained by the standard solvent extraction method. However, the rapid instrumental methods can be used as a quality control method for the fat determination of a specific food. So the major uses of Goldfish, Soxhlet and Mosner methods include following. So by using this method, we can directly uh, take the sample for the GC analysis. Also, we have to perform the quality control of formulated products. Also, we have to determine the fat content during the product development. Also, verify when fat content is less than 0.5 gram and defat the sample prior to the fiber analysis. Now the summary we have summarized here is that the lipids are generally refined by their solubility characteristics rather than some common structural feature. So generally lipids are water soluble or water immiscible. So some generally the lipids are nothing but the long chain fatty acids. Okay, so when the long chain fatty acids are there, they are highly soluble in the non-polar solvents such as petroleum ether, hexane, pentane, etc. But whenever we are considering the glyceride moiety, then these moieties are quite soluble in water. So accordingly, the lipids are generally defined by their solubility. What means what lipid? Water soluble lipids and water insoluble lipids. Okay. Then lipids in the foods can be classified as simple, compound and derived lipids. We have already seen that the lipid content of the food varies widely, but quantitation is important because the regulatory requirements, nutritive value and functional properties. To analyze food for the fat content accurately and precisely, it is essential to have a comprehensive knowledge of the general composition of the lipids in the foods, the physical and chemical properties of the lipids as well as the foods and the principles of the fat determination. There is no single standard method for the determination of fats in the different foods. So for the every sample we need, every content we need different kinds of method. So this is the speciality that we need a specific kind of method for the specific component. Then the validity of any fat analysis depends on proper sampling and preservation of the sample for the analysis. Pre-drying of the sample, particle size reduction and the acid hydrolysis prior to the analysis also may be necessary. The total lipid content of food is commonly determined by organic solvent extraction methods, which can be classified as continuous, that is Goldfish, semi-continuous, that is Soxhlet, and discontinuous, that is Mosner method. Then non-solvent weight extraction methods such as the Babcock and Gerber methods are commonly used for certain types of food products such as dairy products. The instrumental methods such as NMR, IR, phosphate are also available for the fat determination of specific kind of food. So this is all about the various ways by which we have to extract the lipids, okay, and analyze analyze lipids by using instruments or traditional or conventional ways. Okay, so this is all about the fat analysis. In the next lecture we will see about the next, that is a fat characterization, how we have to characterize the fats. Thank you.